Hi everyone and welcome back to La Capricornia with me, Priscilla Moreno. So you guys, I don't know if the message came through loud and clear this week, but I had said on Monday that the messages were going to be like, bam, it is what it is, right? There's no denying it. There's no question, nothing. So what came through for me personally was definitely taking some time to rest, which I kind of did, and just kind of have a little bit of fun because I did that as well. But because I was not listening, and I know I have said this before, but my friend actually did a really great job of reminding me, like, hey, when you're not listening to the universe gets louder and basically forces things onto you sometimes that you need. And it got to that point, you guys. So if you know me, I'm all over the place. I'm all over the place. See, even now. So I'm always doing something with my kids, stuff like that. And my foot was actually kind of bothering me. And I kept kind of ignoring it. And here I was, trying to do the backyard, trying to do this and that. I was over here playing, I was even playing baseball with my son. And I'm trying to get back into running and do all these things. Well, I now have a boot on and I have a stress fracture. So I have to really, I have no choice. I have to rest, right? Which I'm still kind of active, but I've gotten a little bit better of knowing, hey, you know what? I tested my limits and I pushed them and here we are now. So, universe, I'm listening. Trust me, I am. Okay, so I don't know what came through for anyone else, but I hope it was good. Okay, so I do have the Page of Pentacles, which I think also came up last week. But what I'm getting from this one is definitely, I see something coming in for you. And of course, it being Pentacles, it could be anything abundance-wise, but I'm definitely feeling like it's more like a money thing. Could be an opportunity, or it could be an idea, or maybe something that you invested in is finally making its comeback, right? Like you were like, okay, I'm going to put, $10, maybe a week into a savings account. And this was, 4 years ago. And then now you're like, oh my gosh, I have all this money saved up and this is what I was saving for, whether it was a vacation or something. I think I had also mentioned we're in tax season. So I know sometimes we get money back, if that's how you decide to do your taxes, you sometimes get a good chunk back and you're like, okay, something's coming through for you though. Like I said, I don't really feel like it's too much, like I said, like a tax thing. I just feel like it's more of an opportunity. But it could be that you're using this pentacle for something that will bring you more. Either way, you're looking at this coin like, okay, something is coming your way. You're looking at it. Because I also feel like that's what he's doing. He's just looking at it like, oh my gosh, what should I do with this, right? Just holding that coin because I'm telling you, I don't feel like it was 1,000% expected. But at the same time, I do feel like you're just kind of, getting an idea. Okay, I do have the Ace of Wands. So, yeah, definitely, like I said, it's something unexpected coming through for you. But I also feel like this is just the beginning of something as well. So, again, you might be investing that into something. So it could be the beginning. You're getting that wand. You're getting, this creativity, because this is also when you're creating something is what I'm feeling. I also feel so you see this castle back here, right? So it might not look the best, but it's also and you might not even see it that well, right? So it's not really you're not too close to it, but it's almost kind of saying here's the starting of your journey. I feel like you're gonna start something new, and it's just giving you I'm telling you, it's just kind of coming out of thin air. So as you can see, it's coming out of thin air. You're being given the stick so you can make it over there to this castle is I guess what I'm trying to say. But that's what I'm feeling with this one. Is I do feel like you're gonna be starting something new. Maybe it could be, like I said, a new opportunity. Maybe it's something with that coin. Maybe you're finally gonna do what you've always wanted to do, branch out and do something. And if you don't know what that is, I know I gave a couple tips on my reel on Instagram or TikTok or something, one of the other social medias. But I definitely gave some tips on hey, take things that you're good at, things that you're bad at, and then, things that you've always wanted to do, and just kind of see if you can make something out of all three. And yes, that includes the bad too, because sometimes something that you're not that great at, but you can improve on it and it can benefit these two because you're going to improve this piece. You know what I mean? So definitely start looking at things like that. it's like I said, I feel like you're so, and I know this was last week's video, but we're so in this mode right now, in creative mode, right? So if you watch any of like the games that the kids play and stuff, and that's kind of where I got the name from, because it was just kind of like creative mode, creations, things that you want to do. You're just like, I feel like you're just flowing with it. Maybe that's why you're looking at that pentacle too, like, should I go this way, that way, like this and that. You kind of have a lot. And actually, I think the message for Friday was focus your mind. Actually, it was focus your mind. And that's one of the things that was coming through for this weekend, was that you really needed to just like focus on like, okay, this is what I need to do, you know? And I felt like you just had so much that you needed to kind of push everything out. And so you could just have like that razor focus on what you need to do. Sorry, I kind of heard like a little noise, but I think it's raining outside. Okay, I do have the Four of Pentacles. Oh, you guys, like, yeah, I'm definitely feeling like you're getting things in. But you know how I said right now that I just feel like you just have so much, right? So like I said, you're probably thinking, and honestly, I'm on this boat right now because, you know, I did get a little bit of money back from my taxes. I got, you know, the money from my bonus, and obviously I want to fix up the house, but then I want to do all these things, and then I need to do things. So it's like, you know what I mean? So I'm kind of like, again, things I want to do, things I will have to do eventually, because the house can always wait. I'm not gonna lie to you. And then there's things that I'm just like, oh, I need to get this out of the way, you know, a couple bills, stuff like that. So definitely I see you just being like I said, you have the pentacles, but I don't know if you can see like the look on his face. He kind of like, even kind of like the frazzled hair, right? So I kind of feel like I said, like, he's just kind of like, because you're holding on to the money, you know what I mean? But you're also kind of like, I don't know what to do with it. You're just like holding on tightly. You're holding on tightly because of this, because you don't know what to do with it. But I mean, you have more than enough coins is what I feel like the message is for you. Like I think that's sometimes how we hurt ourselves. And again, I'm no financial consultant or anything like that, but sometimes we do hurt ourselves with that mindset, right? Because we're holding on to something so tight and just kind of feeling like, I'm like, this is the only time I'm gonna have this, right? But in reality, I mean, you're still working, you're still have like an income or something, so that money's still flowing through for you, you know? Or if you, again, you lose a job or something like that, you decide to go in a different way, it's going to come eventually, you know what I mean? It's not like it's gone forever, you know, you're not just going to roll over and die. Like, you're going to keep going, right? And so just always have that mindset of like, hey, just money flows to me. You know, whatever you send out is going to come to you twice as much. And I think sometimes we block ourselves that way because, again, we're over here holding on so tightly, like, oh my gosh, I can't spend on this, this, and this. And then you end up doing nothing. You end up doing nothing with it. Or you end up spending it like on random stuff, right? Because I've done this before, you guys, trust me, where like I'll have like something where I'm like, oh, you know, like the other day I got a gift card back for like switching my internet providers. So I got like a gift card back and I was like, oh my gosh, you know, and then I kept like, okay, I'm gonna buy this. No, I need to get this. And I kept like, you know what I mean? Like for different things of what it should go to. And at the end, to be very honest with you, I ended up going after some like a couple of different things that I needed, mostly for my daughter's room. But, you know, like I decided to go after that, you know? And so again, I mean, it was $100. It was not that big of a deal. Like, and yeah, it was free money, but you know what I mean? Like I made it into such a like, you know, I was over here like, oh, I want to buy this. And then I was like, no, I want to get this. No, like, you know, I was just doing that. And honestly, like that's just blocking myself because it's like, hey, yes, I get it. It's money that came your way, which I'm very appreciative, but you're making it bigger than what it is. And at the end of the day, to be very honest with you, I still ended up getting all those things. Part of it was the gift card did help. Don't get me wrong, it helped. But I still ended up getting everything, even though I was stressing about how I was going to spend these $100, right? I was over here like, no, this, and this. And then I still got everything. You know, I paid for the other ones myself and then this. So... you know what I mean? And that's like another way too. Like I said, we're just blocking ourselves. We're just like stressing ourselves out and just really like we're not seeing like the bigger picture. We're blocking ourselves because we're just feel like we're in this small box. Okay. The next card is the Six of Cups, and I think I got this one last week too, but again, I do feel like things are coming your way. There's as you can see, this person right here is giving out like cups of flowers, like basically like the vases, the cups. But I do see like flowers blooming, you know, it's just like a great time. And then I also do feel that too, like I feel I think I had mentioned this, but like I feel like an opportunity that is going to just be like blooming. Like you're gonna see the potential in it, like the crazy potential in it. And it's not just gonna be like one of those things where, hey, you're given this seed and you gotta like work with it and do all these things, but you don't have like a vision of what that seed is gonna be, right? You have no idea what this is gonna be. I feel like this opportunity, or what's being like what's being thrown your way, I guess best way to say it, thrown your way, it's gonna be already blooming. So you're already gonna have an idea of like, oh, okay, this, you know, I'm gonna take this flower and do something with it. And I'm not saying you're not gonna put in the work, because obviously maintaining flowers, things like that, it takes time. Trust me, I am trying to like grow grass right now in my backyard, and you guys, I don't want to jinx myself, but I don't think it's working out. Definitely not working out, but I'm not gonna give up. But at the same time, I don't know, it could work out, you know what I mean? And so it goes back to that right now with that, like I have no idea. But if I had bought the grass already, you know what I mean, already like coming out and stuff like that, and then got it in place and everything, I probably would not be as worried, because I'm like, oh, I can already see the grass, right? I'm fine with it. I'm not over here like, you know, with no idea of what's gonna happen with my grass. So that's exactly what I'm feeling for you here. You're gonna be shown something, given something, because I do feel like it's giving. See how this person's just like giving it to you, and it's gonna be someone, and this came through for me, but it's gonna be someone that you admire. Like I almost kind of got like it's weird because the red kind of stood out to me, but it also made me feel like you know, like when you go to a party and you're like, I have to wear like this red gorgeous dress. It's kind of the vibe that I got. So it's going to be somebody you kind of like respect, you think is awesome. Maybe you're just like, oh my gosh, like maybe your boss, you know, or whoever, somebody you admire. It almost kind of feels like that is going to send this your way. And it's going to be like, oh, you know, I can already see what we're going to do with this. Like, it's not, again, like, I don't know. Like, you see what's going to go on with it. And I think that's going to be the game changer for you, because I think that's what we all sit on sometimes, because we're like, oh, you know, if I quit my job today, I don't know what it's going to look like tomorrow. You know what I mean? I don't. But if I were to quit my job for another job that I can see, you know, this is how much you're going to be paid, blah, 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 this and that. Yeah, there's some things I probably don't know 1000%. But I can definitely see more of it, right? Than if I were just to go blindly and start something brand new. So, yeah, that's at least what I'm getting for you. Sorry, you guys, my cats are up to something. I decided to film in the living room today, because my garage is pretty cold right now, but it's cold in here too. Okay, guys. And I am also getting the King of Wands. So the King of Wands, yeah, like I said, it's something you're beginning to get together. I do see like so many chameleons like all over the place here. So it's something that's changing. And I think I've mentioned this before too, where it's like, I feel like we're going to be changing directions like crazy, right? Like, so again, I think I mentioned before too, like, hey, you know, maybe back in the day, I always wanted to be a doctor, and then I decided, you know what, I'm gonna enroll myself into school, because I'm gonna tell you right now, you guys, and I know we all do this, is that sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, it's gonna take me, if I were to be a doctor, right, it's gonna be 7 years, it's this and this and this, and then it's not gonna end there. I'm still gonna be doing blah blah blah, and it's gonna take X amount of time. Well, I can either start that now and start chipping off that time, or I can be stressing about it for the next X amount of time, and then be, you know, in that time be like, oh my gosh, I should have done this so long ago, right? That's kind of what I'm getting here, is that it's going to be a big change. And I do feel like it's going to be just like something that you really need to do, and stop stressing about the time. that's been like really big for me too, you guys. It's just time. I'm telling you, like, time is such a big thing. And so I think that's what holds us back sometimes. I know it definitely does for me, you guys. Even down to like I was talking about, a little bit earlier, was, I'm trying to cram sometimes so much in my life because, we all get it. We all get that pressure, right? I want to be a good mom. I want to be a good person. I want to be a good worker. I want to be successful. I want to do this. I need to learn this. I need to read this book. I need to watch this episode. I need to like go outside and ground. I need to read my tarot. I need to, you know what I mean? And I'm trying to stuff all this together. And I can honestly keep going. I can keep going. Trust me, I can. And we all do it. We all do it, right? We're trying to do all these things. And then at the end of it, I'm just sitting here like, oh my gosh, I didn't do anything because I'm just so overwhelmed. A lot of the things that I've been trying to do, obviously my kids do help me. They're a big help when it comes to like helping clean around here and stuff like that. But another thing too is like, okay, stop stressing about it and just do it. Like literally just do it. And so I was reading this book that my coworker has this, well, not my coworker, but my group is reading right now. And that was like the biggest thing that stood out to me. And you know what, you guys? I am such a big person, especially because I'm like, oh my gosh, I get out this time, I pick up the kids at this time, and dinner, all this stuff, right? And so then I get so upset with myself when like I don't have that time with my kids. I don't have that time, to do things that I want to do as well and cram it all together. When I finally kind of changed that mindset and I was like, you know what? It doesn't matter if I have an hour. Just do some of this, right? Or just pick something and do it. And I did. And surprisingly, like I had so much time. Like I was surprised. And then I never get to bed early, you guys. I'm always sleeping like at 11 or 12. And I was in bed by 9. I was like, wait a minute. Like I didn't go to sleep by 9, but I was in bed by 9. I was able to knock out, because I'm in the middle of watching this this show right now. I was able to knock out an episode, which is crazy because I never really watched TV, right? But like I was super shocked. I was super shocked, and I even worked out and did everything, right? So yeah, so I think it's just more of like, hey, stop stressing about the time, because it just puts you behind more, or you're ruining things that are like, you know what I mean, being good at one time. And don't get me wrong, I know like when I go out with my kids, because there's a park down the street from me, I'll take them there, and I know that they need some time to themselves and stuff like that, and then so, like with me, so I'll go there, and I know there's a time, obviously, right? We don't want to stay there all day, all night, and just completely be like, oh, we lost track of time and not eat, or eat till like 9 o'clock. But I'm not so stressed about like it's already this time, or we have 15 minutes, or blah blah blah. Like, hey, just breathe a little bit, have some fun. Okay, this is a decent time, let's go. You know what I mean? Definitely start looking at things differently, and it's going to change your life. Trust me, it's been helping a lot. It's been helping me a lot. I still need to slow down, but it's been helping me a lot. Okay, I'm going to read your guided card now. Leap of faith. I'm ready to take a leap. I'm ready to take a leap, angels. Thank you for doing it with me. So you're not alone, you guys. And I do get that. And I'm telling you, it's a leap of faith. It's going to be something, those chameleons, I'm telling you. Something's coming up that is just going to be amazing for you. I think I've been talking about this for a couple weeks too. Some of you might already know it. Some of you might not. It's developing. I don't know. But I do feel like you need to take a leap of faith this week. And just do it. Just do it. Like I said, whether it's a new company, it's a new direction in life, a new, just completely different, job, a new outlook, it's going to be something great for you. And I do feel like your guides are with you, because I think that's definitely, we were just talking about this at work, because my coworkers were like, oh my gosh, you do this all by yourself and da da da. And I'm kind of like, you know what? Yes, I do. But I'm sorry, guys, there is so much more to that as well. Like, I have my kids with me, I have my guides with me, I have my parents, I have this and that. They might not directly do everything, but like, you know what I mean? But, when I was stressing out about the house, I was calling my friends. When I was stressing out about this, I was like, hey, this and that. I think it was, my brother, I was like, hey, you know, I need like this from you. And so then like he kind of helped me a little bit. And then I was just kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, even though, yes, I was the one putting in the work and having to track down everything, it's like more to that. And I think sometimes we get caught up in the like, I can do this, you know, this and that. Which is great. Trust me, it's great. It's amazing. You can do it for yourself. But sometimes you have to realize like you didn't 100% do it by yourself when you really want to get down to the details, you know what I mean? And you don't have to feel alone. You do not have to feel alone because of that. And sometimes that blocks you guys, because I was actually watching this thing that was talking about that if you like even like with me, right? Like being a single mom, like if I'm over here just like kind of like, you know, oh my gosh, like this and that, and staying in that mindset of that, but then I'm like, oh, you know, I want to move on and like maybe find someone or something. Like it's crazy because it was talking about how like, hey, you know, I get it, it's awesome, you can do all this by yourself, but if you just keep that mentality, you're never gonna like, you're only gonna have that, like that's what you're attracting, right? If you're only attracting that, so you have to kind of be even in that energy of what you want. So yeah, so that's my little tip, a little relationship tip when I'm not in a relationship. Okay, and the card that I pulled is Old Man, Inheritance, Male. So see, you guys, I'm telling you, inheritance, money. I think I brought this up before too, like justice was one of the ones from last week, but there's something coming your way. You know, maybe it is inheritance, but it can also be male. It can actually be like male, someone wise, with that old man side. Maybe somebody's going to help you with something. Like I said, somebody's going to come to you, even with that opportunity. Like maybe it's going to be like that person that you look up to and you're like, oh my gosh, they're so wise. It doesn't have to be a man either, but maybe it's just somebody who's like for me, there's this one woman that just like, she kills it at work. She kills it at work. And I'm always like in awe by her, right? And she has kids, and she's actually a VP for her business, for her line of business that she does for our company. And she is amazing. She's just a person, you guys. She is just a person. But to me, I'm like, if I can be anything like her or near her, I would feel I'm going to be amazing. And so then think of it like that kind of person might come and be like, hey, some advice for you, or like, this is what you can do. So I would definitely start looking at things that way. You know, like maybe somebody suggested something or anything like that. Or like I said, it could actually be an actual financial piece to it. Or it could be all of it. Who knows? But that's it for this week. As always, let me know what you guys think and follow me on my other social medias to keep up with me.